Welcome to this lesson where we are going to style contact me section. So first of all, let's go ahead, open up style.css, and one thing I will change is I will remove this font size for label description from previous lesson because I think this looks better. But okay, with that said, let's turn to contact me section. Let's go ahead and take this comment here, again copy it, paste it in, and this was contact me section. So first of all, let's target that contact me. We'll target BG, this one right here. We'll place in that background image. So background let's again write the color, background color first of all, then URL. Our image is in images folder, and let's have a look at it. The name for it, contact us BG, in this case contact me, but okay, JPEG, and again no repeat. Also let's set background position to 50 and 50% on X and Y axis, background size to cover, and also let's give it some padding top, and the padding for this one was 100 pixels. So let's place that in 100 pixels, save it. Let's have a look at it, looking good. Let's continue. Next thing is let's target this contact list. So contact, what was the class? It was, yes, contact list. Set its list style to none. Next thing is let's target those LIs in this list item, center align the text, and give it some margin bottom. And the value will be 50 pixels to space them out. As you can see, this is the padding, if you can see it here. Next thing is let's target those icons and headings inside of these list items. So first of all, contact list li, this marker, so FA, and also let's paste it here, and the heading was H6, so H6. First of all, let's display them as inline block elements, so they're next to each other. Save it, have a look at it. As you can see here, they are next to each other, and we will also set the vertical align to middle so that they are vertically center aligned. Now let's target this icon right here, and first of all let's increase the font size to 40%. That will increase its size because this is a font icon, and also the color for it was I think that dark gray. Yes, let's place that in, save it, have a quick look at it. It's looking good. Next thing is let's target this heading, increase the font size 1.25 ems. Color for it was, switch to text tool, take this color value, paste it in, then font weight for it is 400, and the last thing is margin left. Let's set it to 5 pixels to give it some space between that icon and the text. Looking good. So the next thing is let's target this paragraph. So let's take the same rule and just change it to paragraph. Color was white, FFF, and also let's give it a margin top, some, press enter, space between those two, about 25 pixels. So 25 pixels, save it, have a look at it. It's looking good, really good. Now let's continue. What we're going to do is style this Google form. So I will place a comment saying that it is Google form. And first of all, we need to inspect the element to see the IDs and classes, because we won't be using our classes because we're using already existing forms. So let's find the form. We want to target it first. So let's take this ID, £, to target ID. First thing we're going to do is give this right here margin. So 60 pixels. Margin bottom 60 pixels. Let's move on. Also, we'll target both of those fields. First of all, we want to target these, all of these. So let's inspect it, and the class for it is SS short. Copied for these two. So form SS short, and Let's highlight it, copy it, and also let's target this text area. I will inspect it, and its class is SSQ long. So paste that in. So we'll display them as a block elements. Also set that box sizing to border box, so the width that we set is final and padding doesn't affect it. Width will be 100%, and initially we will have these elements on each line, not as in our design. We'll change this later on once the screen size increases. So border none to get rid of the default border, and we'll give it a border bottom. And let's target this by Alt and right clicking, hold Shift and left click, and let's inspect the information panel. The height for it is 5 pixels, so it will be 5 pixels, solid, and the same green color. Copy this one, paste it in. Font size for those ones will be 1.125 ems, which is 18 pixels. Save it, have a look at it. It's looking better. Now let's continue. Let's set the outline to none. Whoops, none. Save it, because now if we click on it, as you can see here, we have this outline, and now we don't have it. And one more thing we have to fix in HTML, as you can see in our design, we have name, email, and your message, but here we don't have those. So let's quickly turn to our HTML. First of all, find this one, the first one, SSQ short, and here we will set its place holder equal to name, and let's set the title and also area label to name. Next one is this one, and this was email, so placeholder equal to email, as well as title, and so this attribute. And let's find this text area also here. Let's set placeholder equal to, and it was this one. I will just copy it and paste it in your message. Let's send it also this one, message. Save it, have a look at it in our browser. So yeah, looking good. Next thing is, let's set right here font family for it. Will be this one, Lotto font family. Save it, have a look at it. It's looking better, as you can see. Now let's continue. We'll need to set its background color, and if you remember, we had transparent background color, so let's, by holding Alt and right clicking, let's target this input BG, double click on it, and we need to take these values right here and write RGBA. The first one was 193, then 245, and 196, and the opacity for it was, as you can see here, 40%, so 0.4. Save it, have a look at it. It's looking better and better. Let's continue. We need to space them out, so let's set margin bottom to 40 pixels. Save it. So you can see, looking good. Now let's give it some padding to get it looking right. First of all, for these short ones, for input fields, padding 15 pixels top and bottom, and 40 pixels right and left padding. Let's have a look at it. Okay, now let's target this text area. Also give it a padding 15 pixels top, right will be 40, bottom will be 110 pixels, and left again 40. Save it, have a look at it. It's looking good. The last thing for the form, we need to style this button, and let's again go to our HTML, find this submit button, and give it a class of button. Save it, have a look at it. These are styles for the button class we created, and we need to set some other styles for it. So again, let's target the SS form and button element, and get rid of the border, so border none. Next thing is also outline, none. And the last thing is cursor. Let's set it to pointer. Save it, have a look at it. It's looking, as you can see, as it should. And the last thing is, let's now style footer. So target footer. First of all, let's give it some padding bottom. This padding right here, let's measure it, was 40 pixels. Padding bottom 40 pixels. Next thing is that legal information paragraph, so footer P, sorry, color for it. Let's change the color. So this one right here, paste that color code in, look at it. It's looking good. Now let's target that social media button list. So footer, and the class for it was social btn list. Copy it, paste it in. Again, list style, set it to none, then give it a width, and the width will be, in this case, 166 pixels, because let's go ahead, each of these buttons will be 42 pixels in width, so 42 times 3 is this number right here, and we'll also have padding of 20 pixels in between those two. So between first one and second and last one, that gives us 40 pixels plus 40, and that gives us in total this number right here. Let's continue with social media button list. Give it also a margin, 0 for the top, auto for the right, 30 pixels bottom, and auto to the left so it's centered. Save it, look at it, it's looking good. Next thing is, let's target list items inside of this social media button list. Let's flow them to the left, and as you remember, we already gave that social button list a clearfix class, so everything's okay with the floats. Next thing is, set that margin right that I told you about, 20 pixels, and let's target the last item in that list, last child, and set that margin right to 0 as always for the last element. It's looking good. Now the next thing is, let's target those anchor tags inside of that list. So LIA, display as a block element, give it a width, as I told you, 42 pixels, height of 42 pixels as well, and line height also 42 pixels, so those icons are vertically centered. Refresh our page. Now let's continue. Give it a border radius of 14 pixels to get them round like this. Next thing is, set background color so we actually can see that width and height in effect. Same yellow color as for buttons. Place that in, save it, we can have a look at it. As you can see, continue, text align, set it to center, so they're looking really good. And next thing is, we need to set is color for each of these social media buttons. But first of all, let's set transition. Let's target background color, and the animation will happen over 0.2 seconds, and function will be ease. And as previously, let's set those browser prefixes. So for this one, WebKit, and for this one, Moz. Save it. First of all, let's highlight this one, paste it in. Let's see how to target every single one of them. So first one is Twitter, and we'll give it a color for that icon. The color will be, let's zoom in, take a color picker, this one right here, paste it in, so look at it, it's okay. Next thing is, paste it 2 more times. Next thing was Instagram, whoops, typo, sorry, Instagram and Facebook. For the Instagram, I have this color right here, and for the Facebook, this one. Paste that in, have a look at it. And last thing is, let's set in that animation when we hover these buttons. So copy and paste this one and set hover, and we will change background color. Color will be black, so 000. Save it, have a look at it in our browser. You can see, looking very good. And that will be it for Contact Me, and actually for mobile view section. And in the next lesson, we will start making this site responsive with putting in media queries for different browser widths. So I'll see you there.